What free things online should everyone take advantage of? Maybe not everyone, but for students Zotero is a lifesaver. It will store your sources, import them to a bibliography in whatever citation style you need, and even create in-text citations in your paper. It saves hours of work. Zotero.org. And it integrates with Google Docs to auto-populate your references. Terms of service: didn't read a free site for people too lazy to read the entire TOS. Terms may be changed anytime at their discretion, without notice to the user. Just saw this. This should be illegal. To S. A paragraph of nothing important, another paragraph of nothing important, yet another paragraph of nothing important. Would you look at that? Another paragraph of nothing important. Oh yeah? From now on, swearing causes demonetization. If you're in the USA and you earn less than a certain amount of money, currently $69,000, you can use the same software to file your taxes for free. The system is called Free File. And companies that sell you tax software are trying very hard to make it difficult to find. Don't let them. This thread has made me believe that the world is a fraction of a slight better than I thought it was. $69,000, nice. Skiplag.com for flights. It's so good that United sued them and lost. They essentially exploit the pricing manipulation that airlines use. Example: if you want to go from Phoenix to Atlanta, sometimes a ticket from Phoenix to FT Lauderdale connecting through Atlanta is cheaper. This website finds those flights for ya. Just don't check in a bag. Edit. A succinct article highlighting tips and risks. Summary. Use it sparingly and you'll be good. I used to work for American Airlines. If you do use this, make sure you have a completely separate reservation for your return flight. Once you miss a segment of your flight, airlines will usually cancel any other flights on that reservation because they assume you won't make them either. I fly a lot for work. I received a cease and desist letter for doing this saying I would be banned from the airline. Be careful with this one. Most large universities have their courses online for free. MIT OpenCourseWare. UC Berkeley used to have 20,000 videos of their courses available for free online. But two employees from another university removed them by suing under the Americans with Disabilities Act, complaining that they didn't have closed captioning and therefore discriminated against deaf people. All 20,000 videos were deleted. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they don't give you any accreditation for completing their courses, right? This would be school without the pressure of payments and grades, just strictly for the sake of learning. Project Gutenberg, lots of free classic books. Add openlibrary.org and archive.org too, a lot of free useful books and articles. I thought Project Gutenberg was a site dedicated to making more Police Academy movies. The Anki flashcard app for laptops is really dope for committing things to long-term memory and is free. Does it use spaced repetition? I have Anki to thank for my entire degree. If you have a .edu email through your school that uses Gmail, you get unlimited Google Drive storage. Also, Amazon Prime is half price with an Edu address. Curse my school and their Office 360. Edit. I say this because I just don't care for Office and try not to use it for anything outside of work. Less one spreadsheet I have. Some of the changes that they make to their software is just stupid to me. Like the fact that in Outlook, I can no longer sort my email by read, unread. Yes, I can view just the unread emails on its own tab, but the ability to have my unread email with a top while still having all of my other things available was super useful for my own organizational purposes. Having to create a filter or a rule to do some things that it already used to do just seems goofy to me, and it drives me nuts. My 90s TV. This is more of a novelty website, but I think it's pretty cool and you can lose yourself for hours with nostalgia. It basically uses YouTube videos to simulate watching TV in 90s, and you can specify what year you want and what categories you want to see when you change channels. There is also a My 80s TV and a My 70s TV. This is so freaking cool. I love how seamless it is. When flipping through channels, it picks random videos based on the channel programming, and it does not always start at the beginning, just like regular scheduled TV. Awesome. Edit. I've been checking this out only for a few minutes but already have been introduced into new music I love that I've never seen previously, and also seen commercials for movies I want to watch. Also that I have never heard of before. Totally different way of traversing the YouTube rabbit hole. I killed a whole boring work day on here one day. It's cute smiley face. Astronomer here. You can look up all the satellites flying over your house tonight, including the ISS, Hubble Space Telescope, those pesky Starlink satellites, and whatever else your heart desires, complete with star maps and precise timing. The website is called Heavens Above, and there is an Android app, but unfortunately no iOS one last I checked. For iOS I use Sputnik, which is free and tells me the ISS and Hubble passes overhead. It should be noted, by the way, that many, if not most of these objects are visible even in a city if on a could pass right above you. So out and see some cool stuff. Stuff in Space was a website that really blew my mind. I thought before then that there were maybe a few hundred satellites in space. Didn't realize how much shit was in orbit until visiting that site. YouTube lessons on how to do anything your heart desires. I've learned some very basic car maintenance via YouTube that has saved me hundreds of dollars over the years. I also use it to learn proper form on some workouts I do when I'm alone. It's great. YouTube is really, really great. I've picked up woodworking entirely from YouTube. Any cut, joint, tool, or anything else I want to use, I can easily find several techniques for doing it and what works best for my needs. It also makes me happy that all these older men, predominantly, have this new avenue to share their decades of knowledge of their craft with the world. Sci-Hub, endless free college books and research papers. You would normally have to buy every paper for a thesis if your library does not get the journals. uBlock Origin, best ad blocker by a mile. Websites are 95% ads and 5% content nowadays, but uBlock brings balance to the force. Works on all browsers, even mobile. Man, I love uBlock Origin. Unfortunately, it's not available on iOS because Apple uses a proprietary extension system. CoolMathGames.com. Remember when it was coolmath-games.com? 10 cores every time. Codecademy is an awesome site to learn how to use some programming languages. Doesn't get into the really advanced stuff, but it's good for a start. I recommended this to my 14-year-old for the summer. I'm interested in seeing what he learns. I completed the HTML, CSS and Python courses on there. Incredibly good for a free service. After just that Python course, I could create a text-based game in a command prompt terminal from scratch. So not advanced like you said, but a very good start. I'm going to save this like I have the other 100 useful Reddit questions I didn't know I wanted to be answered, and never look at it again. Are you me? Google Maps and Waze are so useful. It still blows my mind that they are free. Waze just have ads that show up when you are stopped, but it's still free and had a lot of great features. They have slowly been moving the more popular features to Google Maps too, like speed trap reports and current speed limit. Google Maps is a godsend. I love that they've got public transit routes in there too. It's really helpful when I'm traveling to other cities without a vehicle. You can also download maps for offline use. I did this when traveling abroad and I couldn't use data. Godsend X2. Programs you can substitute for Microsoft Office prices. Apache OpenOffice free of charge and viruses. Has everything you need for school and work, and files made on it are compatible with Word and PowerPoint, etc. Source: I'm a cheap digitard. There's also LibreOffice, personally preferred over OpenOffice. I think I used Google Docs in college more than Word, even though I had Word through school. Being able to collaborate on the same project at the same time was awesome.
Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.